Over the past couple of years, standing desks have become a bit of a trend. That was definitely sped up by everyone having to work from home for the last 18 months. As people were realising they were getting less exercise, they were sitting at their desk for longer, so they wanted a solution that would help their health while they could still work from home. However, not everyone wants to stand all day, so that's where electric sit-stand desks come in. The specific one we'll be talking about today is the Flexispot EF1. It is one of the more affordable electric standing desks. The specific model I have cost me about £240 roughly 3 months ago. However, the price on Amazon does seem to fluctuate a bit. The price at the time of recording is about £100 higher than what I paid, so I'll leave a link in the description if you want to see how much it costs today. The Flexispot EF1 model that I have is the 120cm by 60cm model with the white legs and maple top. I went for this specific model just because the colours match the walls and floor of the flat I live in, and the size seemed to be a happy medium between the 100cm by 60cm smaller option and the 120cm by 80cm larger option. The white frame is very well built and feels sturdy when in use. It has two large bases, which gives it a good surface area touching the ground. This helps it be a lot more stable. Another thing that helps that is that the desk itself is very heavy, so when using it, any shakes and wobbles you might have experienced with other desks aren't too bad on this one. Part of the white frame is also the electric motor and controls, however I'll speak more about that in a minute. The maple desktop that I opted for is very heavy and premium feeling. Flexispot also have other colours available, including white, black and mahogany. The desktop has rounded corners, which is actually something I do quite like. I've owned other desks in the past which have right angle corners, and if you do accidentally walk into those, it can hurt, so that isn't a problem with this desk. Overall, the build quality and design of this desk is really nice, which is something that should be expected for a desk at this price point. In terms of features of the desk, the most important one is obviously the sit-stand functionality. This is done with a small electric motor which takes the height of the desk from as low as 71.1 centimeters tall to a maximum height of 121 centimeters. The motion of the desk going up and down is very smooth. It does make a little bit of noise. Flexispot says it's less than 50 decibels, which I guess is probably right, as it isn't very loud at all. It's definitely not going to wake up anyone in your flat if they're sleeping and you're adjusting the height of your desk, but there is an audible sound which you will notice. The controls for the motor can be placed on either the left or right hand side of the desk. It features a small display showing the height that the desk is currently at in centimeters, an up and down arrow for adjusting the height, and 4 programmable preset buttons which can be adjusted by setting the height to the desired preset height with the arrows and then holding the number down for 3 seconds and it will save that preset. I personally only use 2 presets, one for sitting and one for standing. However, some people might find a use for the extra 2, so it is nice to have that as an option. Another useful feature of the desk is that when you're raising or lowering the desk, if it gets restricted by another item that it's hitting, it will just stop raising or lowering. This is good because it avoids there being any damage to the desk, the motor, or the object it's touching. Included with the desk is also 2 metal trays, which is for cable management. I personally decided to come up with my own solution where I've stuck a power strip to the bottom of the desk, and then I use a white cable tube to hide the cables that go between the desktop, the power strip, down to the floor. If you'd like to implement the same solution that I used to your own desk, I will include links to the items that I used in the description. So how have I found actually using the desk? Well, to start with, it was a very easy assemble. I think in the instructions it says 2 people are required to assemble it. However, I didn't have any issues doing it on my own. It probably took me about an hour, which I didn't think was bad at all. This is the first sit-stand desk that I've ever owned, so it has been a bit of a new experience for me. However, if you've seen my recent day in the life video, you'll have seen that after a while I do end up sitting, so it is nice to have the option to either sit or stand throughout the day. Previous to getting this desk, I did sometimes notice some minor backaches after a really long day of sitting at my desk. Since standing more and sitting less, I haven't actually had that issue at all, which is great. When standing at the desk, there's plenty of space to slide my office chair underneath. This is also very useful for when I'm not using my desk, as I can put it in standing mode, place my desk chair under there, and now I've got a lot more space in my room that would have been otherwise taken up by my office chair. The biggest issue with sit-stand desks is definitely cable management, as you need to make sure all your cables will work both in sitting and standing mode. This can mean when you're sitting there's a lot of slack on the cables, which generally doesn't look great. I'm pretty happy with the solution that I came up with. However, compared to cable management on a normal desk, it's definitely more messy and more challenging. So the all-important question, is it worth it? Well, I think it really depends on how much you're actually going to use it. For myself, between working and studying, I'm often at my desk for anywhere between 40 and 60 hours during a week. If you're using something this amount of time every week for years on end, then a purchase of a few £100s actually starts to become very reasonable. Also, considering the potential long-term health benefits of using a standing desk instead of a sitting one, then you can definitely see this as an investment in your future personal health. It should also be said that this desk does include a 5-year warranty, meaning that if there's any problems, you are covered for a decent amount of time, which is obviously more important due to the fact it has an electrical motor compared to a normal desk that doesn't. Comparing this desk to other sit-stand desks at different price points, I can't really give my opinion on, just because, as I said, this is the first one that I've ever owned. But I personally couldn't be happier with the quality of the desk, so I'm sure you would be too. Overall, I wouldn't say this is an essential purchase by any means, but if you are in the market for a new desk, then this is definitely a great option that should be considered. So that's everything from me. If you do decide to buy the Flexispot EF1 after watching this video, then please do use my link in the description, as it is an affiliate link to Amazon, so I will get a small kickback from your purchase. If you found this review useful or just simply enjoyed it, then please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to see more videos from me, and apart from that, see you in the next one.